Hi everyone. Today we will be discussing the entity relationship model. So most of the freshers they requested me to have detailed videos explaining the select queries. So the entity relationship model forms a part of these select queries if you need to understand that in detail. So let's take a deep dive into it. Now, first of all, we need to understand what is an entity in a database system or a database. Now, entity in a DBMS is a real world thing or a real world object. So even in case of object oriented programming, we said that object is something which you can see, feel, or think of. So same is the case with entity in case of database system or database. It is distinguished from other objects in real world. Now, examples of entity are customer, product, material, orders, trips in case of your cab apps which you use, and so on. Now, what is the ER model in database management system, DBMS? Now, and entity relationship model is also called as a ER model. Now, it describes the relationship of the various database tables in the database with the help of a diagram. So, each entity corresponds to one database table, and these entities will have relationships with each other. And the ER model will describe the relationship of these entities with each other, which means the relationship which the various tables have with each other is described in the ER model. Now, it is also known as a entity relationship diagram, and that forms a core of the relationship between the database tables. Now, a typical ER diagram, now we have considered customer, order, and material. Now, if you are a fresher and a youngster and you must be using multiple apps for buying, shopping, now, all these apps you have to log in. Now, each login which you have corresponds to one customer. So, they will create a customer record in their system for your existence in that system. Once you browse the app and you select the products which you want to buy, you will place an order. So, customer can have order and that order will contain one or many products. Now, this is how the typical ER diagram is there in SAP also. Now, one customer can have multiple orders. Now, when you log in for the first time, you might not have an order because you have just logged in, or might be some customer decides that I will not order anything for a longer period of time. So that is why the relationship between the customer and order is 0 is to n. So at any given point of time, one customer can have 0 orders or n number of orders, multiple orders as well. Next comes is one order can have one customer, which means one order always have one customer. So it is always 1:1 relationship between the order and the customer. So it's both ways. The next one is one order can have multiple products. Many times you do binge shopping and you order multiple, dresses or multiple shoes at one time. So that is how it works. One order can have multiple products. So it is always 1:n relationship between an order and a product, which means you can have, which means you should have at least one product in each order to place the order. You cannot place the order without having a product in it. Obviously, in SAP or in real world, you can have a service order also, but then you are requesting a service. That's a different scenario altogether. Now, if you have to see the ER diagram in SAP ABAP pertaining to any table, you can go to T code SE11 and press the keys Control Shift and F11. It will new screen will pop up which will show you the ER or diagram or the entity relationship diagram of that particular table with all other tables. Uh, And this one is for the Mara table, and you can see that the Mara table is linked to all these tables in SAP. You need to hover this green box to the relevant table and see the relationship between Mara table and other tables which are linked to it. Now this is in case of Mara. You can see it for all other tables as well. uh, if you are writing select queries on a particular table and you want to see how that table is linked to other tables within the SAP system, this is one shortcut. You go to SE11, you press Ctrl Shift F11, and you see the entity relationship diagram and the relationship of that table with multiple other tables within SAP ABAP. Now, the next topic which we'll be discussing is inner joins, because most of you requested to have a detailed video with explanation in layman terms on inner joins. So keep on watching my video. Thank you. Bye.